playing together for a while. Jessica Stuart Few's been around for like a good 6 years, I'd say, at this point. But there's a lot of different amazing people who play with it, because all of us are full-time musicians and play in a lot of different groups. So for me, this is my main project. The three of us, I guess, played our first gig together when?
2 years ago?
So around there.
Almost 2.
Yeah.
It's almost 2 years ago, but the group's been around for longer. And Liam and I have played together for
3 years.
3 years.
Yeah, like
It's
3
almost
years
our
this month.
anniversary.
It's true, it is.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you.
The second album. So what is the story?
Well, the story is that the first album, when I wrote those tunes, I was super new to Toronto and new to the life of a full-time musician, and I still had it sort of glamorized in my mind, and it was all butterflies and rainbows and love and happiness, and it's not that those things are gone, they're just one side of the coin, right? And there's also it's also a difficult life, and there's also never enough time in the day, and there's never, it's really hard to make a balance. So I think that what the second album is about, like the title sounds like, is just that it's me seeking out the balance and me showing people my sort of process of like figuring out how to live, basically, in my new way.
Oh, I know that you're playing a really cool instrument, koto. So how is the story? I heard that your mom actually was playing, and then you learned from your mom.
Well, it's close. I didn't actually learn from my mom, but my mother and I both took lessons with her koto sensei when my family lived in Japan for a year when I was a child. So it's definitely because my mother plays that I play, but that's it. But these guys have been, playing for 2 years, and they didn't learn from their moms.
Yeah.
Just
How's it
one string at a time.
So when you're writing your song, so what is the process? You're coming up with the idea, or other band members they're coming up with the ideas and then putting lyrics together, or you're specifically writing on your own?
I would say I write on my own, but my bandmates are really important to the song. Like, once the song has been sort of written, I need to try it out loud with human beings, and the reason that we play together is not because they're just very good at their instruments, it's because I also think that they have great taste, and they're super tasteful.
That's good to know.
Maybe I've never expressed to you guys how much I love
All I want to be is tasty.
No, but they both have good taste, so what happens is when I bring an idea to the group, sometimes, occasionally, it'll stay exactly like it is on paper, and other times, maybe I'll say the main part isn't in the bass, so I'll just write chord symbols, and it's up to Liam to decide how he's going to interpret that with what I'm playing. Occasionally I'll write a drum groove, and I definitely have ideas, but it's mostly like, try things out, like just throw it out there, let's try this tune, let's see what happens. And then from there we say, okay, I like this part about it, I like that part about it. I think the most important part of that process, more than in rehearsal, because we don't usually rehearse for very long a new song before we play it on stage.
True.
It's more that we just tour the music as soon as it gets written, and then we record an album after, once we've played it on the road a bunch. That's why we have a bunch of tunes we played today that you guys have never heard before.
Yeah, like the musicians used to do it.
Yeah, I guess it's the old school way. So that's what we do. And when we're on stage, we do stuff. And when you play music every night, you start taking more chances with it and changing it up a little more. Every time we go to do a music video, it's like, and we have to play along with what we played on the recording. We're like, oh, I did that there.
Yeah.
We recorded that like a year and a half ago. I don't play
Really?
like
That's
that
something
anymore.
that I would do?
Which are the musicians do you like the best?
Start with you guys.
Oh, I mean, that goes across the board. Like, it goes everything from, well, I bought Led Zeppelin 3 on vinyl the other day. Led Zeppelin's old school. Always love them. Also bought some John Coltrane on vinyl. Always loved him. Really, I just like any music that moves me. I don't really care what it is. Like, it could be country, and I might be shocked, but I'll still like it if it's good.
I like that that's the epitome of the thing that you wouldn't like. Even if it's country.
Country and opera are the two hardest things for me to access. Opera is a lot of times it's because I don't know what the hell's going on. Like, I don't know what they're singing about.
Liam supports the resurgence of opera.
Yeah, but only techno opera.
Techno-opera. It's
Techno-opera.
called techno-opera.
Yeah.
John, what about you for influences?
I'd say I really appreciate music that seems like it's been made with 100% integrity. So whether that means it moves me or it's just very organic and it flows naturally, On the other hand, I enjoy some music that is totally overproduced, but it's done very well, and every decision is made with an intention in mind. And so, as long as the outcome is something that's of integrity, I like listening to it.
The amount of music that I'll actually purchase as like a recording and bring home is very small compared to what I will like really connect with live. And it's because even, I don't think I actually own any country records, is the truth. I don't. It's just for whatever reason it doesn't appeal to me as much in general. However, I remember being at some folk music conferences and ending up in some jams with these true country people. I now understand why people like country. It might still not be the thing I buy and bring home, but they're so for real. It's as long as it's authentic and someone is doing their thing. I don't really want to hear someone who's a copycat of someone else, and that's one of sort of like my governing rules for myself as like a person who creates things. But it's about sort of expressing yourself in a way that really is about you, and it takes a little while to get there. You know what I mean?
And I would also say that Jessica writes songs that sound like Jessica. Like they don't sound like anybody else.
For the record, I don't high five.
He does.
Yes, we're supposed to be in China right now, but you know what? We've got an amazing tour to Australia coming up in March, April, and that's going to be great to be in the Southern Hemisphere in wintertime here.
Okay. Well, thank you guys. That was awesome. So.
Thank you so much. Thanks. It's really nice to hang with you guys.